Secure content delivery with ThinManager grows exponentially with users and user groups. User authentication allows delivery of content assigned to a specific user or a group of users with a very simple setup. Navigate in ThinManager to the left side tree pane and select ThinManager Users. From here, you can see the user groups I have already set up in ThinManager. By unfolding a group in the tree, you can see the users I have assigned in that group. For our administrator group, you can see I have Adam and Anna as users. Users can be imported with Active Directory sync or created manually depending on your specification. Let's double-click into the administrator group to open the ThinManager user configuration wizard. This can also be done by right-clicking the group and selecting Modify, or by highlighting the group and selecting Modify from the Edit menu in the top ribbon bar. From the initial screen, we have some options for renaming our group as well as password and PIN options. You can also see we have the permissions button for our access groups. Clicking on that shows that we are only dealing with the administrator access group. Clicking twice on the next navigation button brings us to the display client specification screen. This screen allows us to assign specific display clients based on the group, and every user in the group will be served this display client when authenticated. So in this example, the ThinManager interface will be assigned to any administrator user when they authenticate to any terminal or device in your ThinManager environment. We will just click Finish to close the wizard. Now let's open up an individual user by again double-clicking the user to open the ThinManager user configuration wizard. You can see we have PIN options for setting a PIN for the user alongside their Active Directory password. Clicking PIN options brings up some options for PIN length, duration for required PIN change, and setting the PIN. Clicking the Next gives us options for password management. Clicking Next again brings us to card badge information, along with fingerprint biometrics and manual login options for the user. All these methods can be multifactor to prompt for PIN or password after a badge scan or fingerprint scan. You can see that this user already has a badge assigned to them for quicker login where a badge scanner is present. Clicking Next again allows us to assign specific resolvers and actions for the specific user. We have other videos on resolvers if you want to explore these options. Clicking Next one more time brings us again to the display client specification screen. Here we can choose a display client specific for this user. I'm going to choose a desktop display client from my remote desktop services display clients. I will then click Finish. Now we have multiple display client assignments configured. If I log into a terminal as Adam, I should receive any visualization assigned to the terminal, the ThinManager interface assigned to the administrator group, as well as a desktop session that is assigned to Adam. Let's give it a shot. Again, on the left side tree pane, navigate and select Terminals. We will select one of our terminals from the tethered group and click to shadow it. By hovering in the top middle of the client, I am presented with a drop-down menu that I can use to access the main terminal menu. This gives me my login option. I will select Login. This step can of course be bypassed by using a badge scanner, fingerprint reader, or other biometric authentication method. I will type my user Adam and give the password. Once the display clients load, you can see we are in fact presented with the motor schematic that was assigned to the terminal, as well as the desktop assigned to Adam and the ThinManager interface assigned to the administrator group. You can see just how powerful it is to have grouping and user assignments set up in ThinManager for secure and simple delivery of content how you desire and configure. To learn more about security and ThinManager users, visit ThinManager.com.